Hellos and welcomes back everyone, AnthWolf here with more Pillars of Eternity. We are about to enter the Black Hound pub, or inn I should say. And there's a few things we need to do here. A couple of quests which hopefully we can get down pat. And we can investigate and see what the inn's all about really. The floorboards are sticky with spills that no one has bothered to clean. And looks like there's spilled wine bottles everywhere, some of them broken. That looks no. There's Sweynur. Apparently the lady who's with him isn't very nice. Some daughter of a well-known brigand. Oh, we have another two characters over here who we may be able to investigate their souls, which always sounds interesting to say. Oh, and there's Tenrith. He actually made it back alright. Oh well, so let's quick save.
Sure.
So the owner's apparently left, but obviously Pasca's taken it on. Some kind of brown slop is congealing in these dishes, but it smells burnt. Let's go to see Tenrith first of all, shall we? Can we loot this place without getting into trouble? Probably not. Let's not get ourselves into trouble. Spoons hang by the fire, coated in brownish gunk. Hello. Sorry. I'm going to be quick saving a lot, just on impulse. It's just like my fingers automatically travel to F5. Ah, it's you, my saviour. It's so good to be back. Do not think I will let this go unrewarded. I have decided that you have earned the right to learn one of my most closely guarded secrets. My dearest recipe. After this you will eat nothing else. A savoury pie to keep you hale and hearty. May it serve you well in your travels. Okay, I don't know if we actually received anything there, but before we talk to Pasca, because we need to have a rest for the night, let's go in. Milk and grain. Can we take this? I'm just going to test it first of all. Oh, apparently we can. Okay. I gained reputation with Gilded Vale. Oh, that's because I talked to Tenrith when I came in. You just come into town, Kif like you seem to do alright. Thank you. Anyone seen Pearly around? He's usually drinking his head off this hour of the day. Used to have a lot more fortune tellers come through, but Lord Raedric had us chase them off. Poor Orpha has been so worried about her child, I don't blame her. Yeah, that could be a situation. What's this? No one seems to mind. Good. So we have a level 2 lore ability, the Fan of Flames. You already have the spell Earlof, but you can have it. And development of a Crucible Knight, Part 2. The senior ranks. So this will be a story for anyone. I'll start. Can I stash them? Right. What I may do, it's something I say I may do, and then I may forget about it. But if I start getting like full volumes of these stories, I may have like an episode when I basically pull the books out of my stash and people can read through them at their leisure. So, Sweynur, let's see if our diplomacy can see us through this conversation. Zoom in.
Hail and well met.
Don't know who you are and don't much care. Keep walking. We're not here to chat with foreigners. Elof narrows his eyes. Careful, looks like they're cut from the same cloth as those rowdies who attacked me. Smells like it too. I saw you outside the mill. What was that about? Well, someone fancies themselves a meddler, eh? What's that about? It's about Trumbull thinking he's king of the town, on account he's got the mill to his name. It's about him barely giving us anything for the wheat we bring him, and then cutting our purses when we need to buy grain. It's about farmers going hungry while some bastard get rich off our crops. That's what it's fucking about. Now shove off. What if I buy you all around? Will you talk to me then? He considers it briefly. Fair enough. You bring us something to wet our throats. It might be enough. It might be I'll feel up to trading words. So, in my stash, I do actually have some alcohol. Will he accept this ale and beer that I've got?
Hail and well met.
You again? What do you want now? About this trouble with the miller. Have off, Rabbit. I haven't anything to say. Maybe I could go talk to him for you. Ah, you think you'll get through to him when we haven't? The man's thick as a peat bog. He got his soul read, found his kin used to grow sunreed trees for their Adrian lords, up until they figured out their side was losing. Explains why his knees still ache to bend to whatever lord or lady crosses the road. He'll be holed up in that mill for days, the coward. But here, if you want to give it a shot, then good luck. We owe you one if you manage it. Either way, I'd rather take the side of the miller, to be honest. But I suppose this is our choice now. We can actually speak to either side.
Good day, stranger.
Yeah, he's not going to want to speak to us about anything. I need to say talk to Sweynur.
Greetings.
Yeah, I have nothing more to say. Maybe we can go back to the miller now that we've heard Sweynur's point of view. But I think we can do some soul reading. Selena Furtivo. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this woman's soul. Let us reach out. You see a woman emptying her satchel onto her bed, taking stock of her inventory. Potions, bandages, tinctures and herbs are scattered throughout her room haphazardly. She bites her lip, head tilted to the side considering. She begins to repack, one item after the other, careful deliberation undercut by shaking hands. Each item has a clearly marked place, but no matter how she repacks it, she isn't satisfied. The shaking worsens as she empties it out once more, one hand held to her mouth. Tears eke from her eyes as she gives up all semblance of order and shoves everything she can in the satchel, grabbing it and running out of the bare house. Straightening her back, she walks to the docks, chin high, eyes hard and red. A gangly young elf offers his condolences, but she can't see him for the ocean ahead of her. She wanders the docks, offering her services as a doctor to any who will listen, anyone heading out to high tide. Less than an hour later, she watches her childhood disappear in the distance, a tiny speck of land, and tries not to jump. Interesting. And then we have Strom Brightblade. You see a vibrant history containing the essence of this man's soul. You see a group of young men standing around a makeshift practice target. This man stands in the middle of them, explaining the construction and use of a bow. He holds it up, pointing out each part as he speaks about it and what it does. He then walks away from the target, telling them to remain where they were, and takes his place about 200 feet away. He carefully lines up his shot, explaining what he is doing as he does, and lets the arrow fly. It hits the target dead center, much to the surprise and delight of the boys nearby. He smiles, walking towards the boys, talking about proper stance and how to most effectively hold a bow. A noise comes from the tree line near the practice venue, and he stops, scanning the woods, blue eyes squinting against the sun. A shadow moves, making its way through the forest behind them. Drawing an arrow, he lines up a shot, carefully tracking the motion of the hidden creature, and loosing an arrow, he wastes no time and quickly grabs another. The boys spin, watching the arrow fly into the forest, immediately lost among the trees. There is sudden explosive movement in the undergrowth as a deer erupts from the tree line, running across the edge of the clearing. The boys, laughing, turn the joke with the man about his lousy shot. They stop talking, seeing him hold a bow and leading the deer with a knocked arrow. They drop to the ground as he loosens his last arrow, which flies true and strikes the deer right behind its shoulder, piercing the heart and lungs and dropping it dead almost immediately. The boys stare at the deer for a few seconds, then slowly turn to look at the man, newfound respect in their eyes. Smiling again, he breathes a quiet sigh of relief. Interesting. We could travel upstairs, there might be some other people to talk to, but let's go speak to Pasca now.
Hello.
And welcome to the... Oh, it's you. Tenfrith told us what you did for him. It's such a relief to have him back, I can't thank you enough. Got another positive there. Consider yourself a favourite of the house. Discounts on drinks, rooms. Tenfrith said he wanted to whip up something nice for you. He's already back to work in the kitchen. So what would you like? I would like to know more about the Black Hound, please. Really? Well, let me see. The actual building's been here for years, but the Black Hound's fairly new. We get a lot of new faces in here too. Fewer than we used to, I'll admit. Tenrif's the big draw. I'm sure we'll get the big crowds back again in no time. I used to work the tables actually until the owner up and left. Nobody's sure what happened to him. Even left his poor hound behind. That's the name, see, the Black Hound. It's still sitting upstairs pining after him, poor old girl. Place ended up in my hands somehow. My very own inn. A lot of hard work involved, but it's been worth it so far. Please sit where you like. Would you like a drink or a room? We have 2 available at the moment. I'm afraid we can't offer much by the way of a good meal today. Unless you're fond of pulled porridge. Porridge? Yeah. Pulled porridge. Oh dear. And so it begins. I would like to buy a round for the fine fellows over there. Fine fellows, you're having me on. Any more fighting and I'll have to ban Sweynur from the inn entirely. Until then, it's 6 copper pieces for the lot. I could use my resolve to get them rested, but I'm just going to give her the money. Alright, here then. 3 drinks for the 3 fools. Just take care of them. They're a hot-tempered bunch. Oh. Just in case any fighting does interrupt, I'd rather have both people with me.
I shall.
Right, you can stand over here. I don't think anything's going to happen, but for some reason I'm just preempting it anyway. We gained experience. How is our level? We're quite close to our next level up, actually.
Gods keep ye.
I brought the drinks. Hey, so you have. By the flame, I never thought I'd be so happy for a mug of Black Hound shit beer. Gods, that's good. Alright, then you got my attention. What is it you've got to say that's worth a round of drinks? Look, there's no sense in threatening the miller. You have him up against the wall. Maybe you could ask some of the other villagers for help. He eyes you for a few long moments, drinking deep from his mug. You're right. If things go on like they are, we're just going to end up hanging from the tree out there. Tell Trumbull we'll leave him be. I don't know what we'll do now with the crops failing. Haven't got another trade to speak of. Think Pasca needs another hand round the inn? There we go. Diplomacy wins the day. In fact, I was going to see if our diplomatic points would actually grow. I want to speak to Pasca again, actually, about what odd jobs there might be going round town.
Hail and well met.
I could use some reliable help. Do you know anyone? Oh, do you know if anyone's looking for work? I see. Oh well, I wouldn't say I can speak from experience, but we do have certain sorts coming by looking for work from time to time. If you want to hire someone, I'll be happy to send them your way. Let me see what I have to work with. Oh, okay. There's a level 1 adventurer. So we can recruit people. Interesting. From the party management screen, you can see what your allies are up to when they aren't in the party. If you've assigned them to adventures, you can see how long it'll take for them to complete their assignment. Recalling a companion or adventurer from a mission before it is completed will forfeit all of the potential rewards. Oh! So we can just send people on jobs? Interesting. It would cost us a lot to hire him, but that's an interesting game mechanic. Okay, well, we're on our way back to the miller now to let him know that we have spoken to Sweynur there. I'm sure that's not how you pronounce his name, but, you know, I don't think he'll take offence. So we must now go back to the windmill, which is over here. Well, we do have the underbelly of the temple here. We have the smithery. Kind of interested what's in the underbelly of the temple, actually. I'm very curious in these kinds of games. Let's quick save and...
Hail, traveler.
I spoke to Sweynur. I've convinced him to leave your family in peace. Why? That's great news. I wasn't sure you'd get through to him. They're out of their minds with drink half the time. I owe you a great debt. Here. Pulls out a coin purse and pushes it towards you. Today's earnings will show my appreciation, and you can be sure I'll let everyone know what you've done for me. You gain another bonus. Glad to help. Now we stand a chance of getting through the year. All thanks to you. Safe travels. So, if we were feeling benevolent, we could have asked him to just keep the money, but hey, I'm not going to pass up money, and I need to be honest, and I need to be diplomatic. Didn't say anything about me being, generous. So, we have completed that task. So I think all we need to do now is rest so far. Yep. Let's see what, let's go to the smithery for next, actually. I think it's here. See what, we can sell, because we've got quite a few items in our stash. I'd be interested to see if we can just sell them direct from the stash itself. Let's have another quick save before we go somewhere new. Wow, it's quite busy. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. Okay, AnthWolf has been caught stealing. Quick load. Right. We need to be aware of these things. The inn was absolutely fine, though, but all of a sudden everyone turned hostile when we got into the smithery. The smithy, not the smithery.
Keeping quiet.
Oh, see, so when it's got a red hand over it, it's probably not a good idea to do it. I see. Dented and dull, these swords look ready for the forge. Don't tell Tutanu, but I think Dunstan over there in First Fires might have the edge on him. Oh, it looks like he's one of our Morna race. In account of Tortanu's sales, the pages are nearly empty. Oh well. I guess he hasn't been doing too well in his business. We have two people who we can speak to here though. Harlan Onsen and Dugan Steelcaller. Looks like Robin Hood. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. You see a man crouching, surreptitious and alone, a series of untamed shrubs, all that hide him from the vision ahead. His eyes are locked on a Delamigan, beautiful and terrible, eyes half-lit as she hums. A bird with fantastic blue and orange plumage sits on her shoulder. Trilling gently, the man is entranced. Trembling, tentative, he stands, and the tranquility is broken at the bird's startled squawk. The Delamigan half smiles, beckoning with twig-like fingers. Oh, so that's kind of like a trad, maybe? She does not speak as he approaches. His mouth is dripping sounds of awe and admiration. She waits, coy and tempting, and with agonized slowness he is before her. Then something changes. She sees something hanging limply from his side and begins to hiss. Fingers suddenly claws and eyes black with hate. He has no time to reach for his axe or grimoire as she strikes, and just as soon as she strikes she is gone. The only evidence of her existence, the shuddering wreck on the ground. He grabs at his grimoire nevertheless and begins to chant, but the words of a magical language of his own imagining scribbled in a maniacal shorthand ring hollow, and the silence continues unabated. He turns and shrugs at someone or something, but if there is something there, you do not see it. Right. Interesting. And Dugan Steelcaller. You see a group of adventurers surrounded by a crowd of attacking Zorips. Oh, we have mentioned them before, like kind of koboldy kind of creatures. This man is with them, seemingly unconcerned by the battle, even detached from it, as he stands in the middle of his comrades, chanting, his expression bordering on elation. His voice is powerful and deep, booming out across the combatants as a rich counterpoint to the chaos of their fighting. With every phrase, the battlefield changes. His allies glow with the pulsing blue light, freezing the Zorips that surround them. A blazing pyre erupts from the ground, cutting and burning the creatures and sending them scattering. One of the fallen suddenly explodes as 3 giant grubs crawl from its corpse and attack the remaining enemies. The man continues to chant, thoroughly enthralled by the joy of the moment. Finally, the creatures have been reduced to 1. His allies stand back as the man approaches it, still chanting. He removes his hammer and swings it. His phrase ends as the hammer connects with its head, punctuating the spell and bringing his song to an end. Ah, interesting. Is this class? Yeah, it's a chanter. I was thinking of a chanter's name, but for some reason I thought it was still a bard. Similar abilities, of course. Daily affirmations of focus and efficiency. And we can speak to the blacksmith. It's a quick save. Oh, bugger. I realise we've actually leveled up. This Amora man is of an impressive build, towering above the countertop. His skin is the dusky blue of the deeper oceans, and his thick arms boast corded muscle. Small ears frame a square-jawed face coated in smeared soot and arching black tattoos alike.
Hail, traveller.
Because we are like as a coastal Amora, he grins, revealing a row of pointed teeth. Welcome, good to see a new face. Is it armour you're wanting, or a good blade? Is this your shop? That it is. Been here nearly 20 years now. Seen all manner of things over the years, good luck and bad. But the Black Hammer Smithery remains. What do you have? Well, you come to us at a strange time, I'm afraid. The stock's not what it used to be. But we have fine weapons and armour to offer yet, all forged right here at the Black Hammer. Why do you say it's a strange time? What happened? We just don't have the supplies. Been expecting the next delivery for near on a week now, we haven't seen a sign of it. Have to expect to being hit by bandits. The road out east is crawling with them. All my workers ran off with a wagon themselves, maybe, to make some coin. As if that law would dare. He's right about the bandits. The dire situations in villages like this and the exodus to the cities has created far too many opportunities for the unscrupulous sorts. If you happen to be headed that way, maybe you could keep an eye out for the supply wagon of my shipment at least. They'd be cutting through the Black Meadow, I expect. Only good road for it. As it is, most of our weapons go to his Grace Lord Raedric. He glances at the nearby guard. And that's as it should be, but it doesn't leave much for outsiders. We just don't have the iron. I'll see if I can get them back safe and sound. I appreciate you trying anyhow. You bring back the supplies at least and I'll give as much more to offer you. A discount to start. If you do find any of my workers, you give them a good smack upside the head for me. So we have a new quest. I don't know if we can go to the Black Road yet, but we have somewhere to investigate. And as I said, we leveled up. So let's play with this before we end this video. We have 6 more points to play with. I'm thinking we will increase our lore slightly. Oh, that's the maximum it can go right now. Let's increase our athletics then. Why not? We can choose a new paladin ability. Oh yes, Lay on Hands was the other ability rather than the Flames of Devotion. That's right. But now we have 3 new abilities. We have Zealous Focus, Charge, and Endurance. The paladin's intense and pure conviction instills clarity of purpose in him and her, and all allies, increasing their accuracy, cannot be active with the other zealous auras. So it's an instant cast. It has a 2.5 range and increases our accuracy by 6. Or we can increase our movement speed and disengagement defense. Or Zealous Endurance. Fills the paladin, his or her allies with unshakable confidence, increasing the damage reduction by 3. Let's go Endurance. We're going to be more of a tanky type character. And we have no new talents to unlock. So be it. We now have 400 health, 81 endurance, which is a hell of a lot. Twice as much as Alof here. We can last a good while in battle. Our accuracy is, I think it's slightly improved. So I would like to actually speak to the blacksmith once again to see if we can sell some of our miscellaneous equipment. Can we speak to this guard? That little shifty Olin better watch himself. Oh, I'm guessing it's this Olin here. Anyhow, we will end this episode here in the smithy. When we come back though, I'll see if I can sell some of my unused items. I've got quite a few daggers and hunting bows on my person. And then we'll probably go back to the inn and try to get a rest for the night. Looks like all these characters here with like yellow icons over their names, I'm guessing these are potential party members. And the fact that we can look into their souls kind of gives us an insight to their character. So we may know who we want to choose if we want a full party. I'm probably going to forget half of what their previous actions have been. But we will have a think. So yeah, this of course has been AnthWolf, and this has been Pillars of Eternity. Again, as always, I hope you've all enjoyed, and I hope you all take care, and I'll see you for more in the next video. Till then, bye bye now.